I'm Melanie Johnson along with my co-host Jen Foster. We are both 13-time best-selling authors. We've published over 2,500 books and made all of our authors #1 bestsellers. We own Elite Online Publishing. If you want to become a best-selling author, look us up at eliteonlinepublishing.com. Now, welcome to the podcast that shares secrets from top industry experts that show you how to get lasting success and results. This is the Elite Expert Insider Podcast. Hi, it's Melanie Johnson again. Thanks for joining us for a wonderful podcast. We got a lot of great stuff in store for you today. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast first. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do, because we always bring you information that's going to make you better, inspired, motivated, educated, and just make you have a great day. So I'm here with Jen Foster, my business partner at Elite Online Publishing. Hi, Jen.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
So listen, if you're thinking about writing a book, contact us at Elite Online Publishing because we make all our authors #1 bestsellers. So contact us there. And so I want to say this is really geared towards women, but if you're a man who cares about women, then you should also listen to this, because we have one of the top business women coaches with us today that's going to tell us how women can tap into really their superpowers, move on from the passive healing to get into that CEO suite, to get to that next level, how to balance your masculine and feminine power, which I think is such a talent to be able to do. And I want to know the secrets behind that. So I want to say, Petra, you say your name so I say it right.
Petia, you said it right.
Petia. Petia is with us, and Petia is in the house today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the time together.
Great. Well, Petia, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started into transformational coaching and how you help women.
Such a great question. And, it's so beautiful because I feel that the very short answer would be I became somebody who I needed along my journey. And I think that just by creating something that we needed, we understand in such a depth and we attract people who are just a couple steps behind us. So this is definitely not something that I plan. Like you have those entrepreneurs that, they're little kids and they're selling rocks from their neighbors back to the other neighbors. I never been like planning to be an entrepreneur yet. When I was fired 6 years ago in a corporate, and I started my first business, social media marketing management. And I realized along that journey that I was working really hard. Like I was achieving everything that, like all the right things. I was doing all the right things. I did the school, I did the bachelor, I did my master's in business. I got married, all the things that like following the book, all the right things. Yet it didn't feel right. And I was thinking something must be wrong with me. And so it really took me 3.5 decades to realize that we cannot move into fulfilling future and abundant future unless we turn our back, look into the past and heal the past. So that's when I really became interested in how to be healing the past, inner child healing, why women are giving up their freedom in a sense, not like getting married, but I mean really giving up who they really are and their desires to be people pleasing and working so hard. And I started to be really interested in personal development, spirituality. Luckily, along my journey, I find Louise Hay and Hay Publishing. I just think that books are life-changing, and books were something that really saved my life, literally. That's why I'm so excited for the work that you are doing and creating, because I feel that it's so needed, and especially nowadays when people need to tune inwards instead of looking for the external validation, outsourcing your happiness, tuning in, and books can really take you there. So Louise Hay really helped me on my journey and realizing that nothing can really change me until I change. And that's how I started my journey. And I just put my nose into the books. And I was always kind of in the books, because outside world was really painful. Like I grew up in a family where I was mentally and physically abused, which led to toxic relationship, eating disorder of 18 years. When I was 18, I attempted suicide, which you can see didn't work, but I just saw myself as unworthy, unlovable, and that I didn't matter, that I was just an accident. And I know so many women are going through this darkness, and women tend to suffer quietly. Men, when they're upset, they filter it out, many of them, or they bury themselves in the work. But what we do, we just forget about ourselves, we put ourselves on the back burner, and we go out in service, but not from place of love, but from place of fear. So now I'm supporting women to shift that, to truly women to be unapologetically themselves, who they really are, what is their purpose, and share it with the world. Because we all know that when you are living a life that really turns you on, that lights you up, you become a magnet for beautiful people, beautiful opportunities. So that's what I do. I kind of like turning women on.
I
In a
love
whole
that.
different way, turning women on in a whole different way. Well, I want to dive into this whole concept of the masculine feminine side. And Jen and I are both single parents, and we've had to tap into more of our masculine side for running a business. And even, I think, even if you're a married parent or a single parent, when you're taking charge of your family, you're also tapping into that masculine side to be a leader and trying to be tough. Sometimes you have to be with your kids and be a disciplinarian. How do you turn it back on to be into your feminine side and know when to turn that off? And how do you make yourself aware of that and not get sucked into the masculine side that really, I think society is pulling women in more into that masculine side, and we're forgetting our femininity?
That's such a beautiful question, Melanie. Thank you for asking. And like you said, you don't have to be a single parent to be in the place of masculine energy and stepping into, I got to provide, I got to protect, I got to think, I got to plan. But I truly believe that it's so important to have this feminine flow and energy. And we talk about it right before we hit the record. You get to first take care of yourself. And that's part of the feminine energy. You get to surrender into playfulness and fun and being open to receive, whether it's open to receive help, advice, or just receive in a sense of a time for yourself. I think it's really important. So making sure, and how I do that, so I make sure that I stay tapped within my feminine. I think about it, there is this saying, we are human beings, not human doings. I make sure that every single morning, my morning routine is sacred. And when there are times that we get to take care of others versus of ourselves, and the schedule, it's not like normally I have an hour for myself in the morning. Now it's not possible because I'm taking care of my grandma. So I always make sure that I pour in my cup first, whether it's just the breath, whether it's just journaling, whether it's just making myself morning tea and be present, or just going outside with my grandma's dog and do sun gazing. I always pour in myself because that connects me with the being part of me, not only who I am being in a moment, but who do I want to be? Who do I want to be for those around me? And when you come from the place of being, then you are stepping into the place of doing from a place of having perspective, having a space, instead of, imagine you wake up and you're go, 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 then you're really clouded, you're not clear. And how much you can really do, you will burn yourself out sooner or later, and there will be frustration and resentment for those around you that you would love, want to take care of. So how I stay in my feminine, it's that I make sure that I pour into myself first, and I do activities that bring me pleasure and joy and remind me of who am I being and who do I want to be.
I love that because, a lot of times you do get caught up in, parenting, or even if you own a business and you don't have kids, or even if you just have a job and you get caught up in the doing it over and over and over, and the doing, and you don't stop to actually check in with yourself and say, how am I being, or how am I helping myself, or how am I doing my morning routine, whether it's jump up and run to work or jump up and take a minute to do the sun gazing. So I really love that you talked about that, because it really is important.
Yeah. Let me ask you, you coach women on things and you help them find clarity. And I'm also interested in, there's, all of us have had to pivot. I mean, in some way, shape, or form, with the COVID going on and all of that sort of thing. And so we've had to pick up some side hustles because maybe their main hustle went away. But how do you turn a side hustle into becoming a CEO or turning into something more substantial?
Love this question. Thank you so much for asking. And it's truly coming back into being unapologetically yourself. Because before I fully dove into coaching, like full time, I had other three side hustles. I was a meditation teacher and Qigong, and I was also helping a local TV producer in Las Vegas where I have my TV show. So I had a side hustles, and it was because there was a little bit of the scarcity mindset. So to really stepping into the CEO mode, whether it's of your business or of your life, it truly comes down into being unapologetically yourself and truly trusting that there is a force bigger than you. Whether you believe in God, source, universe, there's something that really has your back. So it goes back into this feminine energy of surrendering and trusting, and I would say like receiving the help. That's huge, because anytime that we have a side hustle, we are the girl or the boy for everything, right? Because you get to do all of the marketing, you get to do all of the graphics, the website, everything. So stepping into your CEO mode really means receiving the help and asking yourself, what is the one thing that only I can do?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a VAs, I have a team, that is helping me. I love them to life. They support my mission. They're incredible people. And there are things I always check in. What are their gifts? What lights them up? It really goes back into you being you. Because when you're working with people who are unapologetically yourself and your embodiment of that, everything comes easier to you. You become magnet for your clients, for the opportunities, and you free yourself to do things that really light you up and turn you on. And the same goes for your team. So it's really starting with understanding who you really are, why you came here, what are your core values and non-negotiables, and what are the things that drag you down, that drain your energy, that you can delegate. Because very often we are like, well, I don't have money to invest in a team. Really? Is that true? Because imagine if you get one contract, one client, you sign, one new, publishing book, how much you can really make versus delegating. And when you're keeping yourself busy versus being really productive with things that turn you on, you're just wasting your time.
You said one thing that I got me is knowing yourself. So a lot of us don't know ourselves. How do
Mhm.
we get to know ourselves? Is there a
Oh my
system?
God.
Is there questions we should ask?
You're opening such a big door, wide open.
I know, big can of worms.
Yep. But two things that I do with my clients right away, non-negotiable, right when they sign up with me, more one-on-one coaching clients. First thing that I do with them, I want to know their human design. There are many other personal tests, like personality tests. What happens with the personality test that I try, like Enneagram, Mayer's test, all of these, I personally would change my answer depending on my mood. If I slept, if I didn't sleep, if I'm hungry, if I'm not, my answers will change. With human design, nothing will change. It's set and it's done. And it's come from many different modalities like I Ching from China and, Indian chakras and astrology, numerology, all of that, it pairs up. So I always want to understand my clients, what is their human design and what is their way of being. It's different, so I know how to treat them, I know how to talk to them. So understanding that. And I go so deep with my clients that I ask them, what is your love language, what is your blood type, all of these details, what is your birthday, what is your zodiac, because more information I have about you, I can speak to you better. Plus, I trust my intuition. So first I do the human design. Second of all, what I do with my clients, it's creating their core values. So there is a very easy exercise that anyone can do. They can just pause this recording and do it, with us. Take a big sheet of paper, divide it in two, and on one side, you will write down the things you don't stand for. Those would be the things that you hate. I don't like to use the word, but it would be like this big aversion to that. On the other side, you will write the opposite, 20 words on each side, and it would go like back and forth. So let's say, for example, I don't stand for hate, I stand for love. I don't stand for being cheap, I stand for generosity. I don't stand for cheating, I stand for loyalty. So you go back and forth, 20 on each side, then you take a highlighter or different color pen, because our brain loves colors and really learning faster when we give it some stimulus. So take a different highlighter, and from the side, what do you do stand for? Choose 3 things, 3 non-negotiables. So when I did this exercise, I realized I stand for loyalty, I stand for generosity, I stand for integrity, and also growth. It's very important for me. Of course, I'm overachiever. I did 4, but those were really important for me. And when you know your core values, the next, it's the most important thing. You get to take an inventory of your life. Because when I did this exercise 3.5 years ago, I realized that I was in a relationship that was toxic, happily divorced now. And it's really important to have these core values on your side. So I had them on a mirror in my bathroom, in my bedroom, in my office, in my wallet, because it's cool that, okay, now I know my core values. I can guarantee you, if I ask you in a month, you're not going to know unless you're embodying it and really taking it into account. So once you know your core values, you will know what to say yes or no. Is it aligned? Is it aligned with who am I being? Is it aligned with who am I becoming? Because if you're not a person who is into growth, who doesn't value growth, we have nothing to talk about. If you are not a person that is loyal and in integrity, we have nothing to talk about. It doesn't mean that you are a bad person. It just means that you have a different values, and I'm not going to waste your time on mine. So this really helps you to know yourself, and it's going to also help you with your personal life and business life. Because why would you be working with people who have different values and don't value what you value?
That's so true. I love all the things you're saying. And I noticed you have a podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
Unapologetically Abundant.
Awesome. Awesome. So we'll put a link to the podcast for sure, so people can get more of this great content that you're talking about. So tell us a little bit about where people can go to find you. And I think you have a freebie for them too, right?
Absolutely. So you can find me on my website. There's everything, Petia Kolibova. But really, my favorite place to hang out is my Instagram, which is just my name. And I know you'll put it in show notes because people will be like, P, what? So it's everything. It's Petia Kolibova, or my free Facebook group, Unapologetically Abundant Women. I truly believe that when we become unapologetic, the abundance comes to us. So those are my favorite places. And stepping into that abundance, that's the freebie that I would really love to share with your audience, because when they want to be writing and publishing book, they need some investment in that too, whether it's time or energy or money. So the freebie that I would love to offer today is how to effortlessly attract money into your life, because I'm all about the abundance and how to create relationship with money so it's fulfilling and loyal and really fun. So the freebie that I will be sharing, it's about creating the relationship with money and dates with money, which helped me to 10 times my income in just 9 months. And many of my clients did the same, multiply their income just by following this dating.
Well, we all want to sign up for that. That sounds marvelous. So that's the new 2021 thing. Sign up for Petia's thing and to 10x your income and have that great relationship with money. So you can. Where did they go to do that?
Yeah, at petiakolibova.com. And we can put that in the show notes on how to spell that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's right there. Or they can just go to bit.ly and Manifest Money Freebie.
Okay. Manifest Money Freebie. So we'll put that in the show notes too. That's a bit.ly link. Awesome.
We're going to go there too. We like to.
Yes.
I'm going. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody learned something here. I have girlfriends I'm going to be sharing this podcast with that I think that they need to hear from you, and share it with your friends. So make sure you subscribe it and share it to anyone you think could get benefit out of this great knowledge that we learned today. And remember, if you're thinking about writing a book and becoming a best-selling author, the place to go is Elite Online Publishing. Contact us and we'll see if we're a good fit with you. And we'll see you next time right here. Have a great, super day.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, are you looking to increase your revenue, build credibility, and elevate your brand? This podcast is brought to you by Elite Online Publishing, an innovative publishing and full spectrum marketing company. They will publish and market your book to make it a #1 bestseller. Becoming an author is the best way to market your business. So contact them at eliteonlinepublishing.com today. All of their authors become #1 bestsellers.